Alright, here she is, the 15 Mustang GT, just past 15,000 miles. Had it for just over a year, and sadly, I'm letting it go. Yo, that sucks, right? Yeah, I'm kind of torn with the idea of, well, getting rid of it. And actually today I am officially getting rid of it. In about half an hour. I'm getting a different vehicle. It's nothing even remotely close to this other than the brand. The brand is still the same. It's gonna be a Ford, but it's gonna have no resemblance, no similarities whatsoever to this car. That's right. 2015 Mustang GT Premium 6-speed, 20-inch, awesome wheels on here, in Oxford white. Yup, going bye-bye today. That sucks. It's a decision I made. It wasn't forced upon me or anything like that. I just decided that I want to focus my money elsewhere right now. I mean, I pay a pretty decent amount for this car. I mean, it's like I said, it's MSRP was about 40 grand, so didn't pay full MSRP on it or anything, but still the payments are pretty hefty. And I figured if I got a new car still, because I like the idea of buying a new car, and save some money in the process by cutting my payments in, you know, damn near half, pretty much in half. Why not? I could be putting money into other stuff, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually looking at a 2016 Ford Focus, not an ST, but just a pretty run-of-the-mill Focus, not totally base or anything like that. It's got a fair amount of options on it, but it's not an ST. I didn't want an ST because if I got an ST, I'd end up racking the the price tag right up to right around the GT price range, and I'm like, well, in that case, I might as well just stick with my damn GT. But no, I'm gonna be cutting my payments quite a bit down, and there's a reason for that, and I'll probably unveil that in a future video. It's not a bad thing, trust me, and it has to do with Mustangs, so that's a good thing. So that's the only reason why I'm justifying doing this. If it weren't for that, I'd just tough it up and make the payments. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, my I have no complaints about this car. I think I listed a couple minor things, like with this little trim piece sticking up a little bit here. It seems to have warped or whatever. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I love this car. It's great. It's fast. It's fun. The exhaust was way too damn quiet stock, so I had to modify that to make it, you know, at least somewhat audible. I can hear it. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I know I'm gonna go through freaking withdrawals, switching from a V8 to a 4-cylinder car. It's gonna be an automatic too, which is, I have driven automatics, but I've always owned a stick shift ever since I started driving, and all my Mustangs have been stick shift. That's not changing. I'm not gonna buy an automatic. Well, technically I did buy an automatic Mustang, but I'll talk about that in a future video, but it's not going to be that way when I'm done with it, so let's just put it that way. I'll leave your guys' minds to trying to figure out what I'm talking about, but so yeah, this is my final video on the GT 15 Premium, because it will no longer be mine after today. But like I said, I'll be saving a ton of money. My insurance is really not that much different from the Focus to this car. It's kind of funny. It's pretty damn cheap. I think I pay like 110 bucks a month, full coverage with all sorts of other crap added on. You know, for this car with 440 or 435 is what it's rated at from the factory. But the exhaust mod's probably right about 440, if it even should pick up probably a couple ponies from that. So yeah, I mean, that's gonna be it. As you can see, 15,027 miles. Just flipped it over last night. Actually, I think this morning technically. Don't care if the engine's on, doors ajar, nobody cares. If you look, yeah, the trip fuel, that's 130 hours of driving over the last 4,354 miles. I averaged 22.2 miles per gallon, but I've been letting this car idle and I've been revving the crap out of it the last couple of just to let people hear it before I give it up. A bunch of buddies at work want to hear it too, and yeah, because they're gonna miss it as well. It's been a pretty sweet car. Everybody loves these new Mustangs. So look at them. At first, I think people took a while to get used to them, like I did. I know I did. But and that's 400. No, wait a second. Did I do that wrong? Oh yeah, 415 hours of driving. So that is my total from I think about 800 or 900 miles after I actually started keeping track of this. So after I bought the car, I put like 800 or 900 miles on it, and then I hit the trip. I left trip 1 on there forever. So you got to add another 10,000 miles to the 4,163 down there, because it resets after 9,999, which is kind of weird, 0.9. Over that whole amount of driving, 415 hours worth, that's 21.8 miles per gallon. So that's a lot of city driving. There's a fair amount of highway in there too. I did take a couple of trips up north. That you rack up the gas mileage real easily that way. You get almost 30 miles to the gallon on the highway with this car. You can get 30 with it if you baby it. You don't have a whole lot of uphills areas, but man oh man, it's pretty sweet. But again, that's my car. It sucks to let it go, but I think right now I have kind of better plans in the works, so I'll eventually probably get over the fact that I gave up this car. I keep saying gave up because I made the decision. Like I said, it wasn't forced upon me or anything like that. I am choosing to do this for other interests, for other opportunities, sort of thing. So it's not like it's getting towed away or repossessed or anything like that. I can make the payments on it, and I'm still even right now debating on it. I'm like, do I really want to get rid of this car? But that's where I'm at with it. And of course I ran out of space on my card, so let's try this again. But anyways, I am getting rid of this car. It sucks, blah blah blah, you've heard all that already. But I do have other things in the works, so keep posted. It might be a while before I post videos on it. There's gonna be a lot involved in it, so it's gonna be it'll probably be a lot of different things, a lot of different videos covering it. But I've kind of had this in the back of my mind and in the garage, so to speak, for about 6 years now. So, and I've just kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to stop jerking around and putting it off, and it's time to get with the program here. So again, it's going to be saving money, really not an insurance at all, because like I said, the insurance is not very much for me for this car. Luckily I have a very clean record, and I'm old enough to where it's not an issue anymore. So yeah, that's how it's going to be. Like I said, I'll post future videos, probably a ways down the road yet, but describing what exactly that all means and why I'm getting rid of this beautiful, beautiful beast of a car. I mean, oh. Like I said, it's not an easy decision at all. Not an easy decision. Those wheels are awesome. I always like these wheels. I'm glad I got them with this car, because I started to look at all the other wheel options for this car, and they're just the perfect size for it. It just, I don't know, there's something about it. But again, there are other Mustang plans in the future, and I've had it for a while. Those plans, I've had the plans for a while, and I've had the reason for the plans for quite a while. So again, you guys will see videos of that in the future. But this is my car until about half an hour from now, and it will no longer be my car. So keep posted. You guys watch my channel, whether it's the Mustang stuff or the gun stuff. Some of you might share both passions, which is totally awesome. I totally get it. If you guys don't, I understand that too. But this is one of my passions. I've had a Mustang ever since I drove a car. My very first car that I actually owned was a Mustang. It was a 2002 GT. Then I switched it up a couple years after owning that. It was a super reliable, awesome highway driver, 5-speed manual. Again, always a manual transmission car. But then I went to a 2010 GT. More awesome, had a lot more features to it. Obviously, it's a hell of a lot newer. That was awesome, enjoyed the hell out of that. Then I went even a couple of steps further, even though I took a step back with the age. I went with an 07 Shelby GT500. Freaking amazing car. Couldn't keep the power on the ground though. It's powerful, it's fast, but the wheels sucked. Independent rear suspension was obviously nowhere near for those cars yet. And that's 2015 was the first year of the independent rear suspension, so solid rear axle. And it's probably because of the age of the car too. It had like almost no miles on it. It had 3,000 miles when I bought it, and that was a couple years ago. And it just wheel hopped like crazy. And it was just no fun. So the tires could have been shitty. They might have been a bit old too, but regardless. So then I went from that 07 Shelby after having that only a few months, like 3 or 4 actually. Then I went to this 15. I thought, well, it's got almost as much power as the 2007. Slightly smaller engine, naturally aspirated, and it's putting out almost as much power, not quite as much torque. But man, oh man. And I'm glad I did. I mean, you can't argue with a Shelby, but these cars are almost a Mustang class of its own. It's really, the S550s are freaking outstanding, and if you haven't driven one yet, you really need to. It's about time. So definitely try to drive one if you can. I know you're like, why the hell are you getting rid of it if you're talking it up? Trust me, it's not an easy pill to swallow, and I'm probably going to be kicking myself in all sorts of places because of this. But in the end, it might be several years away when it's all said and done, but in the end, it will be very, very much worth it. Kind of like a childhood dream come true. It's just a dream in the making, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Again, future videos coming down sooner or later. Probably more later than sooner, but you guys will pick up on what I'm putting down right here. So, beautiful car. Sucks to see it go bye-bye, but keep posted, and you'll see what comes about. Thanks for watching. I just had to do that one last time.